So guys, you know some of these cases, basically the top case, not all of them, but some of them, you know the mounts for screws, they're quite short, so when you close the PS2, it's actually squeezing the disk drive. So what I'm going to do is change the top case, so I'm going to put a transparent case at the bottom of the PS2 and the opening door made out of transparent case as well. So right now we're just swapping the door and we're going to close this now, see how it goes. So hope it works. So to do that, yeah, there's a spring in there, then you got all the screws, the brackets that hold it in place. And it should work. Hopefully I'm just giving it a shot because I've never done this before. Like I said, there's so many different things everywhere, so many different ideas, so many different ways of doing things. You want this recording?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So one bracket's in, the next bracket here. I'm just hoping it works after changing the door as well. So same way, open your PS2, same way, just that will do, you know. So I can show you, I can change the spring as well, it's not a problem. This is the new one, that's the old one, but this one's working fine, and this one. And you can always change the middle strip as well. So you put the black one here. I don't know, it will look disgusting if I do change it. This is a clear case, right? One down, a clear one. Let's see how it looks, just for the sake of it.
Stop it.
Does it stop?
No.
Wow, this needs a bit of filing. So I'm going to leave this original one there. Opens in nice, closes nice. So this is going back on that PS2. So yeah, the top one, it's not 100%. Right, stop it, stop the thing. So to change the door, so the case wasn't spinning the discs, the ones I bought, some of them, and that's a crystal case. So I managed to take this door off. Could have returned it, but there's no point because they are worth. They do have quite a good value. So it wasn't reading this before as well. So what I did, I melted the way the button gets pressed. It was actually short. So what I did, I melted it, stretched it out a bit, and let it dry. And checked it temporarily like this. And we put it on the PS2 and check if it's reading this, now fine. So we're going to close this back up. Then double check it again. Make sure it's fine. It's working probably before we close down. So like I said, that's not original case, and it will be a problem, and it is a problem. Just change one, and one's alright, this one's a bit messed up. So forgot the spring, man. Stop the video, come on, stop the video. So for the door, the spring goes in here like that. So what we've done is obviously modify that door that wasn't touching the PS2 switch. See that there's a switch there, so it reads the discs. So they were quite short, so we melted them and stretched them out a bit. So I'm going to put the door back in. So you can see the line there where it sits, the spring. So what you do, let these go in first, push the spring down with it, and slides to one side, and put your clips on. So once that's down, make sure you put your clips back on. Make sure you put the brackets in the way you took them off. So I'm using the original PS2 brackets as well. Well, that one's done. So I'm going to leave the original buttons in there. They're fine. I'm happy with them. So yeah, that's all. Open and close.
Stop it.
Just stop it now. Stop the video.
Stop.
So this is the transparent door that we put on. Obviously we stretched the button, basically where the button is going to press from here. We stretched it, as you can see. It is nice and solid. It's fine. Use the original brackets and everything. It does fit to the original door as well. The buttons are going to keep them original. And I'm just going to show you temporarily. It's open. Don't try this at home, but I'm going to just show you temporarily. I'm going to put this on temporarily. Show you what's going on. So make sure the front switch, it will break if you start pushing it in from the top. Make sure you slide it in from the front first. Slide it on like that. And it should sit in place. Like so. So we're going to put this in just to show you that it does work. So I'm going to hold it down with the screws go. So spinning, like so. It's all working. So I'm going to screw it all back together. Everything's working like so. I've got the right wired remote. Just run out of battery at the wireless ones. It's all working fine. There we go, look, it's loaded.
It's working.
It's working in it, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you open it, stop. That's all. And if you need to change the springs, change it if you have to. So it is working fine. Like, here we go. The switch on button's working as well. So like I said, before you do anything, make sure you just check everything before you close it. Because when you do close it, compresses, it does not. Basically the crystal case wasn't working from the top. But this is working fine now. Modified it a bit, it's all good. Reading disc. You can see it was reading disc. So I'm happy with this anyway. The bottom is crystal, top is crystal, middle is black. Keep the middle original, it's all good. Press enter.
Enter.
You press X. There we go. It's all working. That's it. Stop.
Start.
So I'll disconnect everything. I'll close it back up. So make sure there's this clip here as well. That does push the lever back for the disc. It's supposed to push it back. Make sure that touches the button down there. That button down there, there should be a button, obviously that button down there in the, on the motherboard there. Make sure the back, there's a button here, that gets pressed as well while you close the door. Otherwise this is not going to work. So I'm going to close it now in front of you. Put it here. So that's in, that one's in. Oh, yeah, that one's on, that one's on, that's done. So let's just close it now. See properly yet. The metal bar, there's a metal bars here. Don't forget the metal bar. Put the metal bar in. Push that in. There you go. Give me a flatty. Give me a flat screwdriver. Give me a screwdriver. Any, give me the small screwdriver. Any screws, give me any one, man. Any screwdriver. Let's in place a little bracket. I'll check it once more before you close it up. Give me the thing. Give me this. Yeah, it's working. It's in front of you. No noise is no funny noise, nothing. So let's just disconnect everything again. Close it back up. Take and remove your disc so you don't want to damage that as well. Right, let's just close it back with the original screws. Need that Phillips screwdriver, boys. Here we go. So once I screw it down, it should be 100% fine. I want to check it again in front of you. You're still recording, guys?
Yeah.
Alright. And this? That's the disc this in there. What is that? You should have bits flying about from your. Let's see if it's working. So that's all screwed down, it's closed, it's working fine, absolutely fine. There we go. It's closed perfectly fine with the crystal case, half black, half crystal. Loving it. It's working. Turn it off.
What?
Turn that off. So hold it, my fault. Hold on. There we go. Keep telling you to turn it off. That's me. And put the crystal feedback on it. Crystal stuff, crystal caps and rubbers. Wee. Guys, give me wipes. Give me wipes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're right.
Give me wipe. So like so, it opens half crystal, half black. You see the disc spinning in there now. So this you could change afterwards if you want to change it. This one is slightly broken here. So the back, as you can see, the door is a bit bulgy from here. That's the way it's made. This is not original. It's all aftermarket stuff. So this is all good. But if you do have any trouble with it, like I showed you, that's all the buttons there. Still looks alright. I'm happy with that. Still looks nice. So we put the caps back on, screw it all back up, change the door, made it work. Still working perfectly fine now. So this is gonna go. This is that one up there that we did, and that was, I thought that was my original PS2. That wasn't my original PS2. That was the second one I bought with the bundle of the £20 PS2 I bought before. So now it's all closed. I'm gonna show you again one last time. It's working. Guys, did you find triple E batteries?
What?
Did you find the triple E batteries?
Short one, lucky.
Yeah, so we could show them the wireless
No.
remote. Yeah.
No.
There we go, it's working as well. Like this is all. Got the stand up there. It's working fairly fine. Here we go. Nothing wrong with it. See the disc in there now. So, right, let's turn it off. Let's clean this up slightly. Put it back.
We've got two.
Put it on the shelf.
Can I help?
Yeah, one minute. Hold on.
Come on.
Well, let's show you guys again. Cleaned it out. Made it nice. And decent. Switch it on. Something different, innit? Something different. Half black, half crystal. It's gonna go on the stand up there. It's alright. It's cool. So let me show you that it's working all now. So after all the hassle, it was worth it. You get to learn a bit. So half crystal. Made a bit I left the original because that case was a bit thin. The screw towers were slightly smaller, squeezing the disc area. And what I've done, put a crystal door on my original case on this PS2, and I've done a crystal bottom on that. So it is all working like so. The disc spins. there's no problem with anything. There was a problem with the door button from the back, which I managed to alter by melting it a bit and stretching it out, making it flat. So I'm going to show you everything works fine. Look, there's a disc holder obviously that when you close the disc, it's touched the disc, so that sound was that releasing. So when you close the door, that will go back. So I'll let the CD spin. That's working fine. So you open the door, you know the button's working. You don't need to put a sellotape. I didn't know people are making PS2 ghost case videos. So there's some guys, there's switch here, this works perfectly fine. What it is, that motherboard has to be in the right place. If the motherboard is in the right place, the switch will work. So you have to make sure it's 100% accurate. You don't need to put sellotape around it or block it or anything like that. No, even the back, there's a switch there on the back over here, on this one here. That wasn't touching, so I had to stretch them out to make it touch. So working perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing with the crystal cases now, some of them, the powers are really short and they squeeze the disc area and it doesn't let the disc spin. So you can use the original middle. Use the crystal this, and it will work perfectly fine. I'm just going to turn it off, put it away now. Press stop. So here it is. Half ghost, half original. That's the one I just done today. And yesterday I showed you one that was working perfectly fine. I checked it. It's too blurry, isn't it? Why is it blurry, the video? So now it's better. It's not blurry. So as you can see it's there now. It's ghost case. Half ghost. Let me move these out of the way, the games. Half ghost. Half original. Modified a bit by me. So good. Works perfectly fine. Where's the button on, man? Button's on as well. So what we're going to show you, we press record here. So what we're going to show you today is I've got the disc in here. By the way, we tested the other one as well. What's happening to the middle case of the crystal case is this. So even if it's all screwed down and everything, yeah, you close it. Can you hear that? That's what's happening. Squeezing everything together. Because the towels are short. You won't let anything work properly. It's squeezing it. It won't. Basically, it's not leaving enough gap anywhere for the mechanism to work. So if you want to use a crystal case, make sure you check it before you even fit it on. So this is a manufacturer fault. The middle one is really tight. See that? Yeah, it's not good. Try not to break discs. Show you now, man. Yeah. So close. Says reading this. Look. Say reading this now. Is it gonna work? So see, it's struggling. It's too tight. So I'd advise just use a middle black case and just obviously upgrade it where you want it. or buy an expensive one. There you go, it's changing again. Well, the top one's working fine. Just sorted that one out. That one there. It's absolutely fine. Just the way we wanted it. It was working fine before, but we wanted the crystal case. Well, even this one we can sort it out, it's no problem. We're going to sort it out. And it's going to take, what, 10 minutes to sort it out. Put the reusable case back on it. Job done. So what I was saying, the middle case is shrunk. Is this, the towers on that one, on this one are big. Even the bottom case on this is small as well, the crystal case. So I managed to get it on. I don't know if you can see it. If you squeeze the sides, it will start sinking. But it's sitting on the towers, it's fine though. So this is the difference, as you can see. So the difference is this, how much this is small. So more of that, the top one's small as well. So basically double that gap basically. The top one was really small, so just squeezing the insides. So that much gap is fine, because it's going to be on a higher shelf anyway, it's fine. Give it more ventilation. So with the crystal case both sides, double that gap, it was squeezing the whole motherboard. So that gap is sitting on the black tower, middle towers now. So this crystal case is sitting on the middle towers of, sorry, the towers of the black case. No, that's fine though. I'm happy with that. That will do. It's working fine. It's working perfectly. But yeah, manufacturer's fault. I'm gonna send them a message. I'm gonna say, you know, your cases are not all that. The missing places from the basically misses the switches. The towers that are supposed to hit the switch on this side, the back of the CD player, is supposed to touch, but it's not. I have to realign that myself. And the case is a bit tight. So over here it's sitting flush, as you can see. Flush, absolutely flush. So from the back you can see that it's got a gap. That's how much gap there is. Or there shouldn't be a gap all the way around. So that crystal case is sitting on the towers, but yeah, the depth of both cases of the crystal cases is really small, so it does fit, but it won't work as it should. So yeah, this is the right case for this PS2. It's got the ventilation as well. So all the buttons are working fine. I kept the original buttons on this one now. And yeah, that's the wireless, obviously wireless remote plug. But it's all working without any problems. Bit of modifications, but it's done.